Hello, welcome to the Gardening Tutor channel. Today we're going to talk about inline valves for 1/4 inch line. This is a shut-off valve that shuts the water off in a main line of the drip irrigation, but we're not talking about that today. That would go into this line if you needed it. We'll talk about that another day. Today I want you to get used to this one because it can be very useful in your garden when you need to turn off a section of plants that say they don't need summer water but they need springtime water. So there's a little, I don't think you'll be able to see it, I'm not sure if you can see this little arrow on here, and that is the on and off for this valve. So it's off when it's perpendicular to the line, crisscrossing the line, and I'm going to turn it, and now this is on and it will let the water flow. So say you let your freesias be on spring water, and then you know that they need to, those bulbs can dry out in the summer and they don't need summer water. You come over and you turn it this way and you've shut off water to those plants. So I'm going to show you how to install it here. I like to use hot water. I have a couple of other irrigation videos that you can see, and you'll see how to use the hot water there too. And you'll also see, if you come over here, how the best way to pop these connectors into the side of the main line. Okay, but we're not going to talk about that today, so I did that ahead of time. Now I'm going to, in order to get the valve on, I'm soaking this in hot water for, I don't know, 5 to 7 seconds or so it softens. In the landscape industry, a lot of them carry a little torch with them and they torch it, but I like the hot water method for myself. Now, you can save yourself some grief if you put this in first. See how it just pushed right on there? And now, in this case, we're going to use brown inline emitters, and I'll talk more about this in a second. First, look at this one I completed for you. This is 1/4 inch line, valve, shut-off valve, and then 1/4 inch line, and then it's going to go to your plants. You're going to tee off and go where you want. So on this one, this is what I used in my garlic patch, and we'll show you that at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this in line to the valve. So I'm going to soak this in the water, and you can swish it around. One of those cups with the plastic top with a little hole in it, those are ideal. I don't have one of those yet. Okay, now this should just push right on here. Don't mind the phone. Okay, so now I'm going to heat this up and connect it to my main line. Just like this. I'll turn this, but of course you wouldn't do that in the garden. The main line's kind of stationary. So go ahead and push that on. Then after you install, see how it twists? After you install your inline emitter, please, you can turn it on. So I'm gonna, this right now, if you can't see it, the arrow's pointing that way. So this one is shut off. I'm gonna twist it. Now the arrow is in line and now the water would flow. But after you turn that, please turn this back down so it lays sideways on the soil. Otherwise, deer, dogs, people can step on these and break them off, and then you have something else you have to do, right? So we're going to show you how I use this in the garlic patch so that you get an idea of how to use these inline emitters if you ever want to. The one I have right here is spaced 6 inches apart, but they come in 12 inch apart and 18 inch apart. Just so that you know, you could put this brown inline directly into this connector, but then you kind of don't have too many options. It's not like you can come and just pull it off later. So I like to give myself a little sleeve, a little bridge between the connector and the shut-off valve and then the inline emitters, because later if I want to come in and cut this off here and put a plug in it, or cut it off and put a T and put more 1/4 inch line, I can do that. So let's go out to the garlic patch and I'll show you how I installed it there. There are many ways to organize your fittings for irrigation, for the drip irrigation especially, but a client gave me this and I just love it. And so I thought, well, I'll just go all out then and I'll get really organized and I'll label them. I'm not expecting you to do this, but I thought I'd show it to you because it actually is pretty cool and makes everything go a lot faster. All right, we're in the vegetable garden in the garlic line here. Here's the on and off valve, and then it's off right now because it's supposed to be the rainy season here. And then when we get out of the rainy season, I'll be coming out here. I'll twist this up and I'll turn this so the arrow is facing in line, and then I won't have to worry about watering these by hand. Then when they're time to dry out, I'll shut it off. So either way, put it back down so you don't step on it. And then we'll just show you a little line how we planted them, and the emitters are right on the other end there. There's the emitter right next to the plant. And then remember to put your plug in at the end of the line. And anytime you're doing irrigation, turn on your valve so you can check if you have any leaks before you quit work for the day. And so we'll go over and show you the end of the line. And here's the plug at the end of the line. So always remember to put that in or you'll have a big geyser. Thank you so much for stopping by today. You can do it. I know you'll do a good job. And you can see us on our website, thegardeningtutor.com, on Pinterest, Facebook, and I also have a blog now that you can sign up for blog posts or the free monthly tips, or both. All right, see you real soon.